Welcome to the menu, where we show you how to make restaurant quality foods in the comfort of your own kitchen. And today, to help me do that, I have Chef Kim.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, so how do I say hello in Korean?
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Yeah, 안녕.
안녕하세요.
하세요. Yeah.
Is that one word or it's two?
It's like a sentence.
It's a
안녕하세요.
sentence. So can you just say that to our viewers?
Yeah. 안녕하세요.
That's very good, eh? So today, Chef,
Yeah.
because we are trying to get the Korean experience, and I've got a very special guest who I would like you to cook for.
Oh.
A special lady. She's a musician in Zimbabwe, a gospel musician,
Oh, gospel.
and she's a fashionista.
Okay.
And her name is Rose Mambo. So I'll be Rose. So good to see you.
Good to see you too. And thank you for having me.
Yes. Rose, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So good to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And you're looking amazing.
Thank you so much.
It's good to see a young, hardworking woman looking mwah,
Thank you so much.
on top of her game.
Thank you for the compliment.
And because you're looking so great, I only had to have the best. Chef Kim,
Yep.
we are in partnership with the Korean Embassy to bring you a fusion of cultures, because food makes people happy. And I know that music also binds people and makes people happy.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Right, true.
Yeah, so it's a fusion of music and food. So we are going to enjoy ourselves. So do not get away. You need to stay glued. Okay, so Chef,
Yeah.
tell me, what are we going to be making?
So today we're gonna make 3 dishes.
3 dishes?
Yeah.
Just for you, for the lovely lady. Yeah.
All like traditional Korean food.
Traditional Korean food.
First thing we're gonna start with the courgette, egg battered courgette pancake.
Egg buttered courgette.
Yeah.
So a courgette is a vegetable, yes?
Yeah, it's like a zucchini.
Ah, it's like a
Yeah.
zucchini.
Yeah, that
we
one,
know
yeah.
the zucchini. We
Yeah.
call it zucchini.
Okay.
Do you eat vegetables?
Yes, I do.
You love vegetables.
I do.
So you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. Perfect. So after the pan fried courgette, what are you
and
going to do?
there's another vegetarian dish,
Uh-huh.
which is called japchae in Korea.
Japchae.
Japchae. Yeah.
Japchae.
It's
And
like
what is
a
japchae?
stir-fried glass noodle with vegetables.
Stir-fried glass noodles.
I
It can't be
wait
better than
to
that.
have
That can't be better than that. And what else?
And the last one, we're gonna make the Korean traditional rice donut.
Ah,
Yeah.
a rice donut. Huh? For the lovely lady. So thank you. So what are we going to start off? How are we going to start off? What do we need to start off this dish?
Okay, so first thing, we're gonna do the dough for the
Okay.
donut.
Okay, so what do we need?
So give it some hot water.
And this is flour.
Yeah.
What sort of flour is this?
So here we have so 1 part of rice flour,
Rice flour.
and then so 2 parts of rice flour
Uh-huh.
and 1 part of flour.
Okay, so 2 parts of rice flour
Okay.
and 1 part of our own flour. Okay.
And some sugar.
Interesting.
Some sugar. Just a bit. How many? How much?
Sugar is like a half part of the
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then-
So we've got sugar, rice flour, and the normal flour.
Yeah.
So in a ratio of 2:1 to the flour.
Yes.
And
And
then
then here's some yeast. So I put
Yeast.
1 teaspoon of yeast,
Yep.
dry yeast.
and you put
And
some
then
water.
put a teaspoon of the water. Yeah.
Okay.
So that activate the yeast.
Okay. So what's happening now? I can see the yeast has formed
Yeah,
some
it's
bubble,
bubbling, yeah.
which means that it has activated.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right. So Rose, please do come close a bit. I need you to just. Is she putting all of it?
Yeah.
Ah.
Because-
Okay. So you're making our rice donut.
Yeah.
Is it a rice donut?
Yeah.
Do you call it that?
Yeah,
Okay.
we call it juang.
Ju
Juang.
Juan.
Yeah, it's like it's an order restaurant.
Wow. Okay. Have you ever made a donut before?
The fat cooks? Yes.
Oh, we call it the fit cook. So now you're in for a treat. So what does she do?
Yeah, you can pour it
Pour
all.
it,
So-
all of
it.
yeah. And then mix together. Well,
Okay.
She's making sure she gets all of
All
it
of
out.
this out.
I suppose you're one of those perfectionists. Does she need to
So-
say that?
yes,
Should
there
I
is.
say?
Yes, there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there a certain way of stirring or Whichever way I decide to do it.
Whichever way is fine, right?
Then I'll put about 4 spoons of water first.
Okay, we are making a Korean rice donut. And what we have is 2 parts of rice flour to 1 part of the plain flour. And we added in some yeast. And now we're adding in 4 tablespoons of water. We also added in some sugar because donut has to be sweet. Yeah, so our guest Rose Bambo is actually mixing that in with the aid of
Yeah.
Chef Kim.
I'll put another 2 spoons of water.
Okay. So we continuously add water until it binds together.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
It looks okay, so I can finish it.
Okay. Who is Rose Bambo?
Rose Mambo is a Zimbabwean gospel artist.
Wow. Yeah, Zimbabwean.
She's a wife.
Yes.
She's a mother to 2 lovely children.
Wow. I can see Chef Kim is ready to do something.
Yeah.
What are we ready to do?
So we put aside the dough for proofing. And then
So this proofs proofing is doubling in size.
Yeah.
It has to double in
It doesn't
size.
need to be double for now, but we just leave it for about 10 minutes or
10
15
minutes, okay.
Yeah.
So do we need to cover this, no?
You don't need to.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
perfect.
it's quite wet though.
So this goes away. So as that goes away, what are we putting in?
And here we have some syrup, like honey and water,
Honey and
to
water.
make the syrup for the glaze.
Ah.
Yeah.
Also, we're having a donut with a bit of glaze.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So it's like 1 part of water, 1 part of honey,
Okay.
and some ginger.
Uh-huh.
So that the ginger infuse the honey and the water.
Okay.
We're making like honey syrup, but like ginger taste.
Okay. So Rose, tell me, as he's preparing this lovely donut and that syrup, because we need it to be a syrup, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it boils for about how many minutes?
Until like syrupy texture.
Yeah.
It's quite
Because you can
watery.
actually touch it to
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
it's
yeah,
syrupy. Yeah. So right now it's like water when you touch it, but when it's a syrup, when it's cooked down, you can touch it and it's like a syrup, right? Now we've got a musician. Rose Mambo is a musician. So for our wonderful musician, before she tells us more about her music career, how she started, I want Chef Kim to introduce her to the next dish that you'll be making for her.
Yeah, so we are prepping vegetables for the glass noodle.
Okay,
So
because it's going to be stir fry.
Yeah, so we just
What do
slice
we need?
it.
What do we have here?
Yeah, so we have garlic chive.
Chives.
Yeah, chives.
Okay.
And some paprika.
Okay. For somebody who does not know chives, what are these? Is it like a onion or
It's like
something in the family
yeah,
of onions?
onion like type,
Okay.
but more like the green part.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we use the green part only.
Yeah,
I see.
I mean it grows like this, so
Ah.
we use it as it is.
Okay.
But it tastes like a garlicky onion.
Tastes like a garlicky
Yeah.
onion bean. Have you ever tried that? Not really.
No.
So I guess now we introduce you to something in our kitchen. What else do we need, Chef Kim?
So we have paprika,
Paprika.
and onion,
Mm-hmm.
and some courgette, and carrot,
Carrot.
and cucumber.
Cucumber. So we've got a courgette and a cucumber and a carrot. So it's healthy, vegetarian.
Yeah, it's vegetarian dish.
Huh? For somebody who's a gym enthusiast, something healthy. I know you really like this. I mean, got some glass noodles to go along. Okay, so as Chef Kim is doing what he's doing, I'll be talking to Rose. Tell me a background. Give me a brief background about your music journey and how that has been.
Okay, I started my musical journey way back in 2003. And I started with an album, titled Kufambana Jesu. Yes, and I remember during that time I worked with the likes of Mishek Mahendere.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he produced the album and Jabulani Ndlovu was the executive
Those are big
producer.
names.
Executive producer to that album. And in that album, I also worked with a great keyboardist then by the name Jonathan Mkazi.
Okay.
Yes.
What year was this? We're talking
It
about
was in 2003.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
you would actually have a torrid time to have your music accepted.
Wow.
Unlike now, when you release anything, you can actually have it anyway.
Okay.
During that time, your music would actually be vetted.
Yes.
And you'd actually have a note to your music to say we have accepted it,
Okay.
or we are turning down your music. Go and
Because of
perfect
ABCD.
ABCD.
Wow.
That's how it used to be like.
Wow. were cutting the vegetables. What do you call this? Is it julienne? Are they
Yeah, it's a julienne.
julienne strips?
Yeah.
So cut them into tiny strips?
Take like the noodle size.
Because if you make them bigger, what happens is that they take longer to cook and this overcooks. Is that it?
Yeah, and
And
then...
what happened to the dough? Is it still rising?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So while we are waiting for all of this, we're gonna start the courgette pancake.
The courgette pancake.
So I just...
Or the zucchini pancake.
Yeah, zucchini. Yeah.
Okay. So you're just mixing an egg?
Yeah. So we're just waiting until the...
Some oil.
Yeah.
We let that heat up.
Yeah.
2 or 3 tablespoons, right?
Okay. Meanwhile, here's the syrup. So,
Oh yeah.
It's-
Can you now see it's like
Yeah.
a syrup?
Yes,
It's
it's
really
You
changed.
Because
can
initially
smell
watery.
the ginger.
The ginger, the
Yeah.
infusion of the
Nice.
ginger. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So after we fry the donut, we're gonna dip it in this
Uh-huh.
place.
Okay. All right. So now you're going to be dipping the courgette in egg.
Yeah, and then the pan is hot right now.
Uh-huh.
So we batter-
flour first?
Yeah, flour.
Uh-huh.
And then we dip it in the egg
Uh-huh.
so that the egg stick to the courgette.
Okay. So the flour helps the egg to stick.
Yeah. And then
Perfect.
Put it in the pan
For how many minutes on each side?
until like slightly golden brown,
Okay.
and then yeah.
So,
until it's cooked.
Chef Kim will allow you to finish this off for us
Yeah.
while we talk as the ladies here. I'm loving your dress. I'm loving the way you look.
Oh, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you.
So,
That's amazing.
academically, we're talking about your music. Then, academically, tell us a bit about that.
Yes, I've been someone who has a greater part of her life in school.
Wow.
And I'm still in school as we
Which is
speak.
very important for the
Yes.
girl child. Huh? You don't
Yes.
need to know how to cook only, but try to balance it with school. Yeah.
I've really tried.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so after having finished my A-levels way back in 1996, 1997,
Wow.
somewhere thereabout,
Uh-huh.
I then enrolled at the University of Zimbabwe. I did my first degree in politics and administration.
Wow.
That was in 1999
Wow.
up to around 2002.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2005, I enrolled for my master's in public administration.
Really?
And immediately after completing that, I enrolled for another master's.
A second one?
It's the second one. I was now working, so
Nice.
I thought I needed a professional master's degree.
Okay.
So I enrolled for my MBA, Master's in Business Administration. After that, I now had a job that was a bit texting. And then in 2018, I went back to the academic side of things. I then enrolled for a PhD in peace leadership and governance
Wow.
with African
Can you
University.
see how beautiful that is?
Yes.
There are a few tips that you can actually do to have things on standby already so that it's not a hectic sort of thing for you.
Yeah. So basically, pasta is the easier way.
Okay,
Easy way
pasta.
to prepare food. So you pre-cook like about. Normally we cook pasta about 10 minutes, right? Boiling water. But we cook like 6-7 minutes, and then you can cool it down, drain the water, and you keep it in the fridge.
Okay.
And then every time you just heat the sauce and then put the pasta in and then cook it.
Yeah.
It's like
So
3 minutes.
those days
5
that you
minutes.
are free, you can come in, make your pasta in a large batch, put it in the fridge, different sauces, and then when you're hungry, just heat up the pasta, heat up the sauces. Now you've got a meal ready. So now you're going to take us through to the third dish,
Yeah. So I finished the first dish.
which is looking yum.
So what happened? You soaked it?
Soaked it in the cold water.
Okay.
For how many minutes?
About like hour, 2 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that we can just fry the vegetable first, and then put the noodle in, and just pour a little bit of water. So
Okay.
that just boil it in the pan.
So in goes the onion, in goes the carrots. I want to talk about projects. Do you have other projects that you're doing apart from your music?
I'm actually interested in pushing my brand. I'm trying to push the music aspect, and I'm trying to come out as a fashionista to say, in as much as I'm doing my music, but I need to be presentable.
Do, and you're looking fab. As you can see, she's looking fab. How do you divide your time?
I give each activity the priority that it deserves at that particular point in time.
Yeah.
When the time comes, I just make sure that I focus on that and I give it my all.
Yeah.
And it's natural that some things might suffer when you are actually prioritizing something at that particular time.
Okay. And now in goes the, we call this the glass noodle.
Yes.
And is it the same with the noodles that are made with wheat? Is
It's from starch, so we normally make it from the potato starch or the sweet potato starch.
Okay. And the other ones, the ones that we know are made from wheat flour.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this is potato starch and wheat flour. So for somebody like Rose, who's like health conscious, who does the gym, this is the best sort of noodle to use because it's got less starch. It's
I reckon it's healthier than the wheat.
Yeah, it's healthier.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
And you can have more likely just noodle, but like lots of vegetables. Yeah.
So we've got lots of veggies, making it very healthy. We've got a glass noodle, reduced starch, because if you want to maintain the good weight, you need to reduce on the starches.
Here we have the soy sauce and the sesame seed oil mixture.
Oh, soy sauce and sesame seed.
So it's basically 2 parts of soy sauce and then 1 part of sesame seed oil.
Okay. What do you mostly make for them? What is that one dish that they like? This is our mother's dish. What is it?
On Christmas Day and maybe on special occasions, I would make macaroni cheese.
Mac and cheese. So what is your normal dinner like?
Typically we have like rice and a soup.
And the soup?
And kind of like a kimchi soup or like soybean paste soup. And other like side dish like kimchi and these kind of stuff like pancakes.
So you're going Korean.
And this can be the main dish so that we can share.
Wow.
So yeah, can you have that bowl?
So please can we have the bowl? Yes, so this goes here.
So after you boil in like shallow water, the oil, and it's turned to very soft and stringy texture.
And I'm loving the colors. It's a fusion of colors. It's very colorful, like our very own Rose. Do visit her on her social media pages. Wow. Rose, what do you think of that? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It looks
Basically,
amazing.
you can put any vegetables you like.
Okay.
Or you can
So
put,
if I don't have courgettes, I can actually substitute.
yeah. Or you can put any meat, or you can put even chicken or beef.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm a nyama person. I do nyama. I do nyama. Because people eat with their eyes. Huh? People should want to eat it by just looking at its appearance. You just draw people to eat. So dress the way you want to be addressed. So Chef Kim has just made some donuts, some lovely donuts, because it's also important to have something sweet, a balanced diet.
Yeah.
Huh? Not too much, but a little bit once in a while is okay. Okay, so he'll be frying these donuts.
Yeah.
And while he's frying the donuts, how long does it take?
So, so we start from like around low temperature, like around 120, 140.
Okay.
So slowly getting the heat of the oil up to 160.
Okay.
Then this turn to like golden brown color, and the inside is very like soft and like chewy texture.
Just like a good cook, a good meal, music also needs to be structured. It needs to be done well. Do you have any other projects that are in the pipeline right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been working with DJ Tamuka. I think over the last 4 years.
Okay.
Yes. I've since sort of like drifted from the traditional or the ordinary way that we were used to of coming up with gospel music. I've tried to venture into house and amapiano just to have a feel of
I
it.
know, right? Yes.
Yes, and I succeeded.
Keeping it fresh.
I succeeded succeeded with a song called Lujulile. Yes, it was actually.
What does Lujulile mean?
Lujulile talks about the depth of God's love.
Wow.
Yes, it's a song that we used to sing during when we were still very young, around preschool time. Tichiti uthando luka Jesu lubanzi lujulile, meaning God's love is wide and whatever.
Like a circle. Circle big round.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And yes, so I actually got that the concept from there.
Wow.
But it's a song that actually did very well, and it even crossed borders.
So our donuts have just been put into the oil,
Yeah.
and the moment they hit the oil, they came back on top like
Yeah,
they
so
rose.
firstly for like first 10-15 seconds, it touched the bottom, and then it slowly
Floats up.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that. I like that. So, Chef Kim,
Yeah.
just a roundup. What did you make for her? Because now we're about to play it all. Just give us a quick rundown of what we were doing.
Yeah, so like we had glass noodle.
Glass noodle.
And then so japchae.
Japchae.
And
So
then-
remember the name japchae.
And egg battered courgette zucchini.
Zucchini.
Yeah. And we call hobakjan. Jan is like pancake,
Okay.
and the hobak is like zucchini in Korean.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
And
Yeah.
now we're doing the fried donut,
Yep.
like rice flour.
Mhm.
And then
So that was 2 parts of rice flour, 1 part of flour,
yeah.
some sugar, and some yeast.
Yeah.
Yeast. And then for our glass noodles, we've got some glass noodles, we've got some vegetables,
and some
an array of vegetables,
Yeah.
and then we've got a sprinkling of just
spring onion. Yeah.
just for garnish.
Yeah, and
Yep.
season with salt and soy sauce mixture.
Seasoned with salt and soy sauce. So
Yeah.
soy sauce, does it give it a flavor? What does it do?
Yeah, it gives it gives a bit of saltiness, but also give like
Some richness, some dip.
richness, dip, and then sweetness. Bit.
Yeah. And then for our zucchini pancake, we put some egg. We've got a bit
and
of flour.
Yeah.
So we first cut our zucchini into circles,
Yeah.
dusted in some flour, then
We season
fried
it,
it, seasoned,
and then
salt.
we batter with flour and egg, and then pan fry.
pan fried for about until it's golden brown.
Yeah, right.
And then we've got that little thingy that you put on top. That's looking very pretty.
Yeah, that's chili on top for garnish.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as he was frying the zucchini, he just put in just some slices of chili and then just fried it, and it's looking very pretty. You know, this is simple.
Yeah.
This is just zucchini, egg, flour, and you already have something very pretty, something very healthy. So this is all things you can make in the comfort of your own home. So do stay tuned. Chef Kim will be plating up and will show you how to enjoy all this goodies. Right, so Chef Kim,
Yeah,
so these are the donuts, they're looking beautiful and golden.
Yeah.
And you dunked it in that sauce that you made with
Yeah.
sugar,
Honey,
water,
and ginger.
And ginger.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So we glaze it quick.
So, has been your favorite song? What song really draws you amongst all the productions you've made? What is that one? I know everybody has that one that just sings to them.
I think it's Lujulile because it was my attempt at amapiano, and I think I did it well.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you give us just a hands
Wamparamisa ngamazwi yake wamfutumeza ngothando lwakhe ngomusa wakho baba I've been set free.
Wow. Wow, okay. Looks like we've got everything ready. Wow, that's a macadamia nut. It's in the family of nuts. And if I don't have this, can I use the normal nut?
You can just
The peanut?
you can use peanut or like pistachio.
Can I use chocolate? Can I use chocolate?
Yeah, you can use chocolate.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you.
Any toppings you want, you can put on top of the donuts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, because my daughter loves sprinkles, can she put sprinkles
Yeah,
on
you
top?
can put sprinkle.
So the good thing about cooking at home is use whatever you have in your cupboard.
True.
Use whatever you have in your cupboard. There's no need for you to say, I can't make this recipe. Substitute whatever you have. If it's a vegetable, substitute with another vegetable. If it's a nut, you can substitute with another nut or some chocolate or some, because this is already looking like some coconut. Yeah. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna take our visitor to sit down because we want her to really enjoy a taste of Korea, brought to you by the Korean Embassy. So I'm here with the lovely Rose Mambo, a fashionista and musician. She's also an enthusiast for fitness. As you can see, she's looking lovely. And courtesy of the Korean Embassy, we have Chef Kim. So Chef Kim had the pleasure of making these beautiful dishes for us, which is zucchini pancake.
Yeah,
What do you call it?
호박전.
Hobachi. Yeah. And then we have some rice donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they have a Korean name?
Yeah, it's called 개성주어.
Okay, I'm not
Yeah, but it's quite tricky. Yeah. But it's rice flour donut.
Okay, and then here we have got our beautiful rice noodles. Right. So, Rose, would you want to try some of this stuff? Because this can be used as a starter, yes?
Yeah, you can
And
start
this is
from
the
the
dessert.
okay, yeah.
And then you can use this as your entree or your main meal. So, what would you like to start with here?
Maybe the starter,
Okay.
and maybe just to find out from the chef. I'm seeing cutlery here. Which one do we use for the starter?
Yeah.
You can use the fork.
Okay. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Is it good?
Yeah,
This is
it's
very
really
good.
tasting nice.
Thank you.
This is very good. And it's not too soggy, which is what I like. I can
Just to get
actually
a
taste.
texture, right?
Yeah, the texture. I actually taste the egg. Rose, where do you think we should go from here? The rice noodle. The rice noodle. We need to taste the rice noodle. So, what I'd really encourage you to do is take a sip so that this cleanses your palate. So we taste the next dish. So this is a beautiful tea by Chef Kim as well. Now, some rice noodles. This is your fork. Now, a lot of people don't know how to eat noodles,
Yeah.
especially using a fork. So what I do is use a spoon and a fork. So I take my noodles, I turn them up, and because noodles are long, the spoon can actually help me to put it here while it comes to my mouth, so that it does not drop. There's so many ways to kill a cat, and this has been the menu with me, Dalsifa Zamtepa, Rose Mambo, Chef Kim, courtesy of the Korean Embassy. A special thanks to Kitchen Link for this beautiful kitchen. We've got Gerald for my hair, and then Mimi's Closet, Mimi's Boutique for this beautiful outfit. Thank you so much for watching.